Hello my dear students, in this lecture we are going to see one numerical on Otto cycle. The question is, in a SI engine working on ideal Otto cycle, SI means spark ignition engine where petrol is used as a fuel, and SI engine works on the principle of Otto cycle or on Otto cycle. So here they have mentioned that it is a Otto cycle. So let us draw Otto cycle. If I draw pressure versus volume diagram, PV diagram for the Otto cycle, in this diagram, process 1 to 2 is reversible adiabatic compression. Process 1 to 2 is reversible adiabatic compression. Then 2 to 3 is constant volume heat supply. Constant volume heat supply. 3 to 4 reversible adiabatic expansion. 3 to 4 is reversible adiabatic expansion. And 4 to 1 is again constant volume heat rejection. 4 to 1 is constant volume heat rejection. This is how we can say it is a Otto cycle. Now here the compression ratio is 5.5. Compression ratio means RK, which is nothing but V1 divided by V2. V1 divided by V2 is given 5.5. This compression ratio is given 5.5. The pressure at the beginning of compression is 1 bar and temperature is 27 degrees Celsius. Beginning of compression means state 1. At state 1 compression starts. Therefore, at 1 P1 is 1 bar, which is nothing but 1 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per meter square. Or again we can say P1 is equal to 100 kilopascal. Newton per meter square is Pascal, 10 to the power 2 kilopascal, right, or 100 kilopascal. And T1, temperature at the beginning of compression is 27 degrees Celsius, which is nothing but T1 is equal to 27 plus 273. We have to consider in Kelvin, which is nothing but 300 Kelvin. Temperature at the beginning of compression, that is T1. The pressure at the start of isentropic expansion is 45 bar. The expansion process is from 3 to 4 and start of expansion is at location 3. Therefore, pressure at this 3 is 45 bar. Therefore, we can say P3 is equal to 45 bar, which is nothing but 45 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per meter square, which is nothing but 45 into 10 to the power 2 Newton per meter square is Pascal, and here 10 to the power 3 is subtracted minus or divided, it is kilopascal. It is kilopascal, right? Then determine air standard efficiency and maximum temperature in the cycle. Here the question is to find air standard efficiency of Otto cycle and maximum temperature in the cycle, that is T3, right? Whenever pressure is maximum, there is a maximum temperature in the cycle. Therefore question is to find T3. Then in the cycle, also determine net work output assuming CV is equal to. Also we have to find net work output from the cycle, and provided CV specific heat at constant volume is equal to 7.187 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. This is the given data. So let us find. Now here we have written all the given data. So here I am erasing the question. Now let us find one by one. First question is to find efficiency of the Otto cycle or air standard efficiency. Right. Now we know that efficiency of Otto cycle is nothing but 1 minus 1 upon RK raised to gamma minus 1. This formula we have derived. Therefore, put the values 1 minus 1 upon RK is 5.5, that is compression ratio is 5.5 raised to gamma. Now here, my dear students, we have to assume the value of gamma because it is a air standard cycle, right? And for air is a diatomic gas. Air is a diatomic gas, right? Air. So gamma will be equal to 1.4. For diatomic gases, gamma is nothing but 1.4 raised to gamma minus 1, that is 1.4 minus 1. Gamma is 1.4, therefore 1.4 minus 1. So if I put the values, efficiency of Otto cycle will be equal to 1 minus 1 upon 5.5 raised to 0.4. So simplify this, you will find answer is equal to 0.4953. That is efficiency of Otto cycle or air standard efficiency will be equal to 49.53%. This will be the efficiency. Now let us find maximum temperature now. Now here, after finding efficiency, that is 49.53%, our target is to find T3, maximum temperature in the cycle. Now we know the inlet conditions during compression stroke, that is P1 and T1 are given. 1 to 2 is reversible adiabatic compression. Now 1 to 2 process is reversible adiabatic compression, that is isentropic compression. Reversible adiabatic compression, or also called isentropic compression, that is entropy is constant. And for this process we can write here T2 divided by T1 is equal to P2 divided by P1 raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma is equal to V1 divided by V2 raised to gamma minus 1, and V1 divided by V2 is RK, compression ratio raised to gamma minus 1. Therefore put the values. Compression ratio is 5.5 raised to gamma is 1.4 minus 1, right? Therefore my dear students, we can write here T2 is unknown divided by T1 is given. T1 is 300 Kelvin. Always we have to use temperature in Kelvin, is equal to P2 is unknown divided by P1 is given. P1 is given 1 bar. Put value in 1 bar. Yeah, bar. That then P2 will find in bar. Therefore 1.4 minus 1 divided by 1.4 is equal to 5.5 raised to 0.4. Now my dear students, in these two equations, if I equate first with last and second with last, then I will get T2 first and then P2, right? So solve for T2, then you will find T2 will be equal to 593.29 Kelvin from this equation, and you will find P2 is equal to 10.877 bar, because P1 is kept in bar, right? Therefore you will find in bar. Now my dear students, let us jump on next process, that is 2 to 3 process. Now 2 to 3 is constant volume process. It is a constant volume process, therefore we can write PV is equal to MRT. Therefore volume constant, MR constant means pressure is directly proportional to temperature. In process 2 to 3, pressure is directly proportional to temperature. So my dear students, here equation we can write is, now here as pressure is directly proportional to temperature, so pressure ratio we can replace with temperature ratio, that is P2 divided by P3 is equal to T2 divided by T3. So question is to find T3, therefore we can write T3 is equal to P3 divided by P2 into T2. This will be temperature 3, or maximum temperature is also called maximum temperature in the cycle. Therefore maximum temperature T3 is equal to P3 is given 45 bar. Already P3 is given 45 bar. P2 is calculated 10.877 bar into T2 we have calculated as 593.29 Kelvin. So by putting all the values we can find T3, which you will find 2454.54 Kelvin. This is the maximum temperature in the cycle. After finding maximum temperature, let us find net work output. Now next question is to find net work output in kilojoule per kg. They are asking per kg, right? Kilojoule per kg when CV is 0.718 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Kilojoule per kg Kelvin. This is given. So my dear students, in case of Otto cycle, we know that the efficiency of Otto cycle is nothing but the basic formula is net work output divided by heat supply. This is the basic formula to find efficiency of any cycle. And already we have calculated efficiency of Otto cycle, which is nothing but 0.4953. This term we have calculated. So from this we can say the efficiency of what, or net work output. Let us find net work output. Therefore we can write net work output of the cycle, W net, is equal to heat supply into efficiency of Otto cycle, is equal to 0.4953 times heat supplied. Now my dear students, process 2 to 3 is heat supplied, right? Now heat supply is calculated as, this heat supply is calculated as MCV. For constant volume process we have to use CV, T3 minus T2. It will be in kilojoule, the answer will be in kilojoule, but they are asking in kilojoule per kg. Per kg they are asking, so divide by mass. CV T3 minus T2 will be kilojoule per kg, right? Means they are asking per kg, so divide by mass, right? Now here, so W net will be equal to, W net will be equal to 0.4953. Heat supplies CV T3 minus T2, which is nothing but 0.4953 into CV is 0.718 into T3 we have calculated as 2454.54 minus T2 also we have calculated as 593.29. So in this formula, if I put all the values to find net work output, then you will get net work output. Therefore, net work output will be equal to 660.57 kilojoule per kg. This will be your answer for the question. Thank you, dear students. In next lecture, we will see one more numerical on Otto cycle.